Hello, my name is Samantha Foster, and I've been an instructional paraprofessional for 5 going on 6 years now. And from my experience, co-teaching has been very beneficial for our students. In our district that I work in, we use all six teaching models, but in the classrooms that I've worked in them, I have seen 4 of them be most used, and those for our team teaching, alternative teaching, one teaching, one assist, and one teach and one observe. Team teaching is the model that I am most familiar with in my classroom. The teacher I work with has been very good about teaching me how to teach, as well as treating me like a teacher in the classroom. It's beneficial for our students because they look at me as a teacher, but as well as I get to gain knowledge and experience. There's some things that I know that he doesn't quite know or isn't as strong on, and so it's very helpful when we're doing curriculum and creating a lesson plan for the week of what we're doing with our students, because we can kind of piggyback off of each other. We have really good communication, and I think that that's key for team teaching, is that both teachers need to have great communication and need to be on the same level with what they want their curriculum to go and what they want to have for that curriculum. It's really good because it shows the class that the teachers can work together, and the teachers are on the same page for IEPs and for grading and coursework that needs to be assigned and when it's due and what it should look like. That's been very helpful. I do feel that the con, though, is that some students may respond to one teacher over the other, and so the information might be processed a little differently, or there'd be a lack of processing when it comes to the information. I found that some students that I talk to, they don't remember what the one teacher had said, whereas some other students, they don't remember what I've said. So that's one downfall to it. Alternative teaching is another one that we use. We implement that more when we're doing study guides or test prepping, or if there's assignments that students are struggling with and the rest of the class is already way ahead. It's been very helpful that I or the other teacher will bring those students, depending on who they are and who they have a better rapport with, but they'll bring them into a small group and go over the assignment with them one-on-one. Makes them not feel as isolated, and that they're not so dumb, is what I've heard a lot from the students. I feel dumb, I'm behind. Well, no, you're not, because they are also. And so that's been very helpful. We can get them back on track and give them the opportunity to understand the assignment one-on-one. The only downfall I would say is that if we are doing a small group with the big group in the same classroom, they tend to piggyback off of each other, or they get distracted and they'll start talking, or sometimes they just feel insecure, and then there's not as much dialogue going on, or they'll say, yeah, I understand. And it's like, do you really understand? And sometimes they don't. So that's one problem that I found. For the whole class, though, I do feel that it is beneficial to do alternative teaching, because then you are trying and you are giving those students the opportunity to have actual group or small group one-on-one time to figure out and learn from each other how to get those assignments completed. One teach, one assist is also, I'm a paraprofessional, so that's been one thing that has been implemented in our classroom that I've seen, not only in my classroom but in other classrooms as well, is that the teacher who is stronger in the topic teaches the lesson while the other teacher walks around the classroom and double checks the work and makes sure all the students are on task, and making sure that they can get it all done and their understanding of what is expected of that assignment. It also just helps to relieve some stress off the one teacher who may be stronger in that area and is leading that lecture or the lesson plan for the day. The assist person could help grab supplies or prep stuff and prep materials that is needed, or anything else needed for that assignment for that day, and get the kids ready to go, the students ready to go for that assignment. One teach, one observe has been very helpful. There are times in which we found that students are failing, and so having me or the other teacher just sit back and observe the class, or observe certain students either in their special education classrooms or in their general education mainstream classes. That helps with IEP triennials that are coming up, or if they're failing in the class or they're having behaviors. It just gives actual visual knowledge to the teachers of what's going on. So there's been a few times where I've been like, hey, we have students who are failing. There's multiple students in one class failing that are in our caseload, so I will go and observe the class and see how they're working, how they're responding to the teacher, and that seems to be beneficial and helpful, because then we can say, hey, we actually saw you in that class and you're not doing what you need to be doing. We can modify or talk to the other teacher and see what needs to be done to get those students back to par where they need to be for passing that class. So the information that we can gain from observing is good, and it helps to see where we need to put those students on the level they need to be. But the cons is that some of the kids might feel like they're on edge because they're being watched and they don't like being watched. And they think, what did I do wrong? Or who exactly are they here watching? Or why is that one sitting in the corner today watching and the other one's teaching? So if there's one that's stronger and this lesson plan, the other teacher is observing, they might feel very insecure about what's going on in the classroom and kind of might put them on edge. Push in and pull out models I have seen to be very beneficial. I deal with a lot of school pathologists and OTs and counselors that come in, and they are super beneficial to the students because when they come in during a regular school day, they are already accustoming the students to have that extra skill training or having their one-on-one time with another staff member or professional. And so oftentimes I've had a few students who will get frustrated and they're like, no, I'm in the middle of something, I don't want to do that. And that causes a little chaos in the class when they kind of make a scene. But in other times I've seen that most of the students respond very well to having those extracurricular specialized training times, and they get excited for it. They're like, yeah, I'm going to speech, let's go. And they like it. They get that one-on-one time, they get that extra lesson, they know it's beneficial to them. And so it also gives the parents kind of a relief knowing that their student is being taken care of and they don't have to take time off of their work day to make extra appointments or scheduling other times outside of their work hours to be taking care of these appointments for their kids because they know they're getting it taken care of at school. So that's been beneficial. I have seen lots of positive things come out of these co-teaching mechanisms, and same with the push in and pull out models from experience, but I am super excited to see how they can be implemented further. Thank you.